Welcome back to Seat Time. I was watching the best post-race show ever, and he was talking to Jett Lawrence. And I noticed in that interview that Jett Lawrence was wearing a Whoop strap. Now, why does a Whoop strap matter? A Whoop strap is a fitness wearable. So it is a tracker for all the biometrics that are going on in your body. Well, any of the biometrics that it can pick up. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about what a Whoop strap is, why it matters for Jett Lawrence and for other motocross racers, and then other racers that I've noticed that are wearing Whoop and how I think it could help other racers. So what is a Whoop strap? So Whoop strap is a 24/7 wearable. Unlike an Apple Watch or a Fitbit that you have to take off and charge, there's actually a battery pack that slides onto this strap, so you could say charge it at night while you're asleep and you get metrics 24/7. Why does that matter? They use heart rate variability, or HRV, to kind of try to figure out what state your body is in, and they give you a recovery score. So when you wake up, you're gonna get that recovery score. It can kind of tell you what to do on the day, but in the long run, we're not gonna go into that too much. I've got a video up here if you wanna learn real details, but it also can give you a sleep score and it can give you a strain score. So the sleep score is really good if you're trying to optimize your sleep, maybe because you're trying to work on your recovery. And then also it can tell you about your strain on the day. So strain, saying a 21 is the hardest of the day, 0 being absolutely nothing. You know, you couch watchers are there for that. I've been wearing Whoop since 2019, and my strain score, the highest I've had during a lot of the enduros that I race, is a 20.7. When I ran a ultra marathon, I was a 20.7. When I ran a marathon, I was a 20.4. So just to give you a little bit of context in that, why does it matter that someone like Jett Lawrence is wearing a Whoop strap? It matters because of the fact that it shows that not just are the machines getting better, but the bodies that are controlling the machines are getting better. Because what's happening now is someone like Jett Lawrence, also who, congrats on the national championship, is not just looking at data from the bike, but he's looking at data from his body. He may not even look at his recovery score on race day, because sometimes that can get in the way and kind of mess with people's minds, but he can look at strain when he's training, and then look at recovery when he's thinking about training. That might be a way that racers can start to see how their body is keeping up with all the training. There's a lot of talk going on right now about 31 races in the year, and it's too much. Zach Osborne talks about how it's the riding and the training between the events that are truly the problem. If more racers were to get on a Whoop strap, or even start to use more intelligent fitness trackers than just Garmin or just Fitbit, they would get more information and could potentially use that for how their body is beginning to wear down. Again, this is super high level. I've got another video. I'm going to link it at the end or up top if you're wanting to know more specifics about the Whoop strap. So there are more racers out there that I've seen. I know that Justin Barcia has been talked about wearing a Whoop strap. I do not know if he is still wearing that. I did see a picture on Vital MX recently of Rider D. He actually has the Whoop strap on, but he has it in the bicep band position. And then Brittany Marcotte. So back in the day, back in 2019 when I got on Whoop, that is when they actually added motocross as an activity on the Whoop app, is because they were sponsoring Brittany Marcotte. So Whoop's been around for a very long time now, kind of in this fitness tracker ecosystem. So how do I think that this could be leveraged? Well, one, I know that Whoop is making very large partnership deals with very interesting sports. They're put a lot of money into the World Cup downhill recently, and I know for sure even this year they've got a lot more money being put into that sport. And I think it'd be a really cool endeavor if Whoop were to partner with us. If we could see the rate that these riders are at, and the fact that for 30 minutes plus 2 laps that they are in zone 5, so many more people could understand that just because it has a throttle doesn't mean that riding a dirt bike is easy. If you're into fitness trackers, you're into wearables, you're into that kind of like interesting tech, tell me what you think. Maybe this matters to some people, maybe this doesn't matter at all. To me, it's very interesting. Again, I've been on Whoop for over 5 years. I've got like 2,500 something recoveries, and I use it for understanding where and how I am showing up in the world. No, I don't let it dictate when I'm gonna be at a race, because when it's race day, it's just race day. You have to play the cards that you've been dealt. But when it comes to training, it could be a smart way to understand that if we're in the red, that maybe it's a day to go a little bit lighter, and we've got a race coming up, and we need to taper more so that we can then ramp back up, getting closer to race day. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want more fun content that I like to put out, obviously it's a lot more enduro related, but that's okay. It's definitely dirt bikes. Please give a like, give a subscribe, leave a comment about what you think, if this matters, if it doesn't matter, any of that kind of stuff. If I don't get a chance to see you on the trail, I will at least see you here on the internet. I'll see you for the next one. Peace.